Hey everybody, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my carnivore diet journey, which I just completed 60 days, and I saw fantastic results. I lost about 30 pounds in that time, or maybe even a little more. And I'm just going to go over some lessons I learned and how I did it. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. And a little disclaimer before we get into this, the carnivore diet isn't like proven to cure any sort of diseases. I'm not a medical professional. I'm no expert in any of this stuff. These are just my personal anecdotal experiences. So now that's out of the way, I'm going to talk to you guys about like what the results were first. It's probably what you guys want to hear. So the results are, I'm a bicyclist, and every single cycling metric I had improved. I got the absolute best time cycling up the local hill climb by and I must have improved the time by 15%, 20%, like a huge, imagine in cycling, if you can improve your performance 20% in 60 days, that's like an absolute miracle. If any pro did that who's at the top of their game, they're the best cyclist in history. So let's just put that there. So as far as performance gains went, absolutely incredible. Like, I basically completely leaned out, probably sitting at about, I would say 9% body fat right now, maybe 8. So I still have a ton of room to go. I am doing a short every day now, short video chronicling my journey down to 130 pounds from 150 about. So the results were great. You become very vascular because you just lose fat. Another thing I noticed cycling is that I no longer had soreness the next day. I was able to go day after day after day. I also noticed that I could push myself farther without injury. So I track all of my cycling on this bike, and this bike has power meter pedals, as many of you know. And I track it very regularly. I track it scientifically to the watt, to the kilojoule every week, and the performance. And one of the things that I measure is called your chronic training load, and also your short-term training load. So usually I get an injury when my short-term stress is like -30. I don't know, this probably maybe a little bit too much jargon, but when I stack up 7 hard days of cycling in a row, I always get a hamstring injury or something like that. This time I was able to push it like a solid 30% farther than that. Like, definitely as far as endurance sports goes, I dug myself into the deepest hole I've ever done without really trying. I was just able to go day in, day out. So there is no questioning that I experienced a performance gain, but also I had to overcome a couple of things. Is my body didn't fully keto adapt, so I had to begin to strategically re-add sugar after about 35 days. So the last 60 days of cycling for me were 30 days of training in the flats, and then I went into the mountains and kind of see what I could do at this new weight. So I really lost like 25 or 20 pounds in the first 30 days, and then kind of tapered and cruised off the last 30 of the 60. And I really learned how your glycogen stores interact with the amount of water and water weight that you carry, and the implications of that for high intensity exercise. Without adding sugar back into my diet, the final 30 days, I wouldn't have been able to do the performance in the mountains that I was before. Okay, so I think if you were on the keto diet or the carnivore diet for 6 months, maybe you would keto adapt and the effects wouldn't be as pronounced. But for me, it was miserable. That, like, riding up mountains without sugar it's like a no-go for me. Okay, so I guess that covers performance. I'm going to tell you now I can tell you what my diet was. So my diet every day, okay, for basically the last 60 days with some skips, I ate beef or steak during the day. Beef or steak. That's like, either ground beef, ribeyes, whatever, and eggs combined for breakfast. Eggs and steak. And that was it. I usually don't eat until about 11 a.m. Wake up at 6 a.m., don't eat until 11, fast the first 5 hours of the day. I think that I personally have the most amount of motivation early in the morning because I'm enjoying coffee and all these things. I've got energy. So I find it easier to maintain your fast early in the day. And then you break the fast at 11. I would maybe later in my carnivore diet experience, I would add some pre-endurance exercise carbohydrates. Only when I'm doing intensity. If I'm not doing intensity, I just ignore that. If I'm just doing like a slow, steady state thing on flat ground. And then in the evenings, almost every night, I ate chicken. I love chicken. I like fat chicken with the skin and everything, and you can really enjoy it and eat a lot. And in the evening, I always have way less willpower. So I ate as delicious of a meal as I could think of, which was like buffalo chicken wings with my own chili sauces, and I really enjoyed doing that. And that's basically what I've been eating for the last 60 days, every single day. I don't feel any worse. I have massive amounts of energy. I am ready to rock and roll. My mood is very stable. I don't get mood swings at all. I don't get crazy ideas that are fueled by sugar, we're not even going to go there in this video. But the mood stabilization, the mental clarity, there's no procrastination in my life either. I'm just going. From the moment I wake up until more or less 9 o'clock, which is when I kind of fade out, I'm rocking and rolling. Okay, so when I added sugar back into my diet, the sugar was not refined sugar or anything like that. It was basically just fruit. What I learned for me personally is that there are two great fruits that I need to eat during high intensity. The first one is pineapple. Pineapple is just full of sugar and it's cheap and it's delicious. So if you're getting a little bored with your diet, or if you're lacking willpower at night, or if you want to preload for intense exercise, I'd either have some mango or a pineapple. Those are my two favorite fruits, and they're going to give you some vitamins, and everything's going to be good. Obviously, you can have watermelon if you want, many other things, but those are the two I focus on because those are just my favorite fruits. What I noticed immediately after starting the carnivore diet was all of my bloating went away. And if I eat carbohydrates, I'm bloated. I'm bloated I can literally, now I know the feeling of carbohydrates sitting in your digestive tract, just chilling. That doesn't feel good to me anymore. So one of the big reasons I don't eat carbs anymore is because they just make my insides feel like crap for a full day. I like the feeling of feeling slim and not having some crazy bowel movement from fiber and stuff. It's wild. Another thing I noticed is that my skin and hair, two things, became much my hair really started growing back, or maybe it's just somebody commented the other day, they say that when you lose weight, your hair follicles actually pull in closer together because there's less surface area, which would make sense. But I used to have some skin issues. Those are completely gone now. I used to have eye floaters. If I would look into a bright cloudy sky, I would have little floaters in my eyes. I don't have those period anymore. Those are gone. Yeah, and I just generally have more energy. So another thing that I've learned is that there's no free lunch, especially when it comes to food. It's losing weight, and this is coming from somebody who just went from 178 to 145 within 60 days. Okay. Food is about, or losing weight is about eating food and doing activities that maintain the highest possible metabolic rate over an extended period of time. So you can have a glass of sugar and you're going to feel energy, but there's going to be compensatory effects of the sugar. Like you're going to crash and you sleep. If you eat food that makes you tired, your metabolism is falling down. Okay? So you want food that keeps you going over, not just over one day, like over many, many days, over like a 7-day period. And there's some foods that can not only keep you sustained over several days at a higher baseline, right? Instead of like having a spike and then having taken a nap and then you wake up and you feel like when you eat properly and you're maintaining muscle mass. I don't even want to call it muscle mass. It's more about like they talk about body fat percentage. That's not the right way to look at it. I think about muscle percentage. So you want to increase your muscle percentage of your body. And that's what have a high protein, healthy, well-rounded, hormonal supported diet is all about. It's about optimizing your muscle percentage. And as that optimizes, you're going to notice a slow increase of your metabolic rate. And you have more energy and you'll be able to do more things all day. So you have to really look at the whole big picture of how the carnivore diet, at least how it impacted me. So what else can we talk about here? Yeah, I didn't really prepare any sort of a script or anything, and I don't really want to edit this video. So we talked about what I ate, the results I saw. We're going now from about 150, 148 pounds up to, or down to 130. That's the next run. The impacts on performance, which it killed my high intensity, but still I became much faster going uphill, and I feel better, and I can do way more endurance. What else? Yeah, do I think I'm going to keep doing this long term? I'm not sure. I don't really want to, I don't have any desire to eat crap. I want to continue to eat like very sparingly. Like I basically want to eat as little as possible and eat meat. And that's where I'm at. And I think that's, for me, eating as little as you can while still maintaining all of your like nutrients is the key to just health and longevity. Like nothing signals to your body like it's like you got nothing left in life to accomplish than overeating, right? Like that's like the instant signal to your body that like, oh, you've done everything that you need, right? Like having abundant access to food is like, seems to me from my anecdotal experience, is the number one signal to your body that you've checked off every evolutionary box. Like the food was the hardest to obtain over time. So, well, I guess there's something else. There's another thing we could talk about, but I don't want to get into that. Yeah, so we'll see where this goes. Losing 20% of your body weight, does it taper off or not? I don't know, but that's my experience with the carnivore diet over the last 60 days, and I feel like I lost a lot of mass, but I feel very fit. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.